There was once upon a time.
Oh, so here we are again. And you're gonna tell us if these are worth buying, right? I'm never gonna lend you money. Never. Never again. Never. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. And if you're new, please subscribe. And if you already subscribed, please like the video. And in this episode, in this episode of Is It Worth Buying, we are going to break down whether World Spriggan is worth buying. So, let's check all the parts first. Again. So, do you think this is worth buying? I mean, what do you think? Okay, so let's start first with the driver, which is Unite Dash, where they unite a rubber tip and a plastic tip. So, I prefer this over Quick and Extreme Dash, but the problem with this is it's only good if it's fresh. This easily gets worn down, the rubber part, and when that happens, it's just gonna be staying in the middle and it will lose all its aggressiveness. So yeah, it's only good when it's fresh. So you need multiple copies of this, especially if you plan on using this in a tournament. So basically, amongst all the rubber tips, I think this has the most stamina. And it has pretty good defense. It holds pretty well on the stadium. Like, if it gets hit, the rubber part will then grab onto the stadium because it will be tilting. So yeah, pretty fun driver to use. Very good. I think it's about above average for a rubber tip or a hybrid tip. There are only two, I think, tips that are combined rubber and plastic, which is the other one is Merge Dash and Merge Driver. But yeah, I prefer this over Extreme and Quick. But with Extreme and Quick, they don't wear down as fast as this would. I mean, even if they get shorter, it'd still be more rubber, so it would still be aggressive. But I really don't like it when a driver doesn't have that much stamina. But it depends on your preference, on what is your game plan during a tournament or a battle. So yeah, pretty nice driver, and it's red. I don't like the previous color of this, which is like neon green. And the 2B chassis is the almost as heavy as 2D. One of the heaviest one of the heaviest chassis there is. Pretty good, has many functions as well. It has defense and attack. And again, the free spinning gimmick only works if the attack is from this direction. Like, even if you're in this position but the spin comes from the side, the opposing force comes from the side, it will work. It will absorb it. But if the attack is heading towards you, this won't help you defend. It will push you back, right? So that's the only time that the free spinning part will be useful. And if you want to spin steal from your opponent, this isn't gonna help because it won't be able to grab onto your opponent. It has to be fixed. So for me, my overall assessment for this is I don't know. I think it's better off as a attack or defensive driver, but not using the free spinning mode. There are far better attack chassis like 1A, 2A, 3A. So if you have those three, you don't need this. But if you need the additional weight, if you're gonna make a defensive combo, then just find a driver that would give this proper LAD, because like Mobius, like Wave, because it's wide and it's going to like scrape, especially this part, the more outer part. So yeah, if you pair this with bearing XT plus, they're kind of short, so chances are this is gonna scrape. Better pair it with a taller driver, and we only have like what, Mobius and Wave. So yeah, that's your choice. But you should if you use this, you have to put into consideration, I think what you want the most from this is the weight it has. Okay, so yeah, and the options that it gives you. So yeah, again, it would depend also on your preference, your attack plan, or your competitive plan, or again the height of the Beyblade as well. So yeah, it depends on how you're gonna use this. But for me, I'll just keep it fixed and probably use it for stationary or, you know, attack types. I'll just use the free spinning part when it's necessary, like when you're up against a short opponent. Now, for the ring and the chip, it is one of the most circular attack rings, but this would provide more recoil because again, if you put your finger like this, you'll feel all the contact points compared to the Tempest ring. This would the Tempest ring would be better for defense than this. This would be like this Beyblade, this combo really is a balanced type. You have a balanced driver. I mean, I don't know how they classify this, but it has defense and stamina and attack. This has defense, stamina, and attack. This has defense, stamina, and attack. So yeah, pretty all-rounder Beyblade. You can use this for attack. It's not going to be as effective as other attack Beyblades, but again, this is balanced. It has attack, it can KO, it has defense. Yeah, pretty good. And you can, you know, switch from left to right. So, and in Superking, there's no other ring that can do that. No other ring can do this. You can flip it and then it becomes left and right. And it has like this conditional burst stoppers. You have to be able to hit it first before it can block the disc. So yeah, again, all pretty much balanced. And now this one, they balanced this one too as well. It's not too OP because of this T-shaped prongs shape of here that holds this part here holds the disc. I mean the driver. Again, if you watch my unboxing, probably the second or the first. This is the downside of this chip compared to Diabolos. The Diabolos chips are hard to get. They're more expensive and a little lighter than this. But since this is easier to get and is heavier, they give it a weakness. It lessens your the click, like one click. It lessens it by one click. So for example, if the usual click for a Beyblade is like 3, with this chip it becomes 2. Not including Longinus and oh no, not including 2A and 3A, because those two only has 2 clicks. 2, 2, 3. So it doesn't subtract from that anymore. But if you have 3 or 4, it lessens 1. Listen. 1, 2. It bursts on the 3rd click. But if you put a different disc here, that would have been like 3 clicks, and then 4th it will burst. But here it's the 3rd click where it bursts. 1, 2, 3. See? So let's just test that theory. Let's use Uranus. And my golly, look at that. That looks good as well. So remember, we heard 3 clicks before it bursts, right? 1, 2, 3. It's still there. It's still there. See? 4. It takes 4. And the thing is, it reaches this part. It reaches this part. Unlike with this one. See? It doesn't even reach there and it bursts already. So yeah, so that's the one way they were able to balance this instead of it being more OP. So I would have to say that the Diabolos chips are better than this. And the only problem is they're harder to get. They're more expensive. Wow, look at that. That looks crazy. Huh. It's the first time I've put the Uranus chip there. That's nice. So, what is the verdict on World Spriggan? Is it worth getting? I think the answer is pretty much obvious. I mean, I did get like 2. So, if you are a collector, definitely you have to get this. It is the final evolution of Spriggan, and we haven't had a true Spriggan for the longest time, like 2 years. 2 or a year or more since Chozy Spriggan. If you are an anime fan, yes, this came out just recently in the anime as well, so get this. If you are competitive, get this. Why? Because you need a chip. If you have a 5G deck, you'll have 3 metal chips, Lucifer, Spriggan, and Diabolos. And since Diabolos is hard to get, at least you'll have 1. That's easier. This is much cheaper. Actually, this is the most hype Superking Beyblade. Like, everyone was waiting for this. Everyone. And yet, it sells like it's the cheapest right now. So, yeah, get as many as you can. Now, if you have like a tight budget, you can only buy 1 or 2 Beyblades, I would have to say you get this. There's another Beyblade that you should get first, but this should be like your second or third to buy if you have low budget. I'm gonna come out with a video where I rank all the Superking Beyblades on which is the most worth buying, like the top 5 worth buying, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, this is gonna be one of the top 5, so yeah. Overall, my verdict is this is definitely worth buying if you can get it already right now, okay? It just is. I mean, look at it. Get more than 1. Me, I'm planning to like get 3 more of this just because. Okay, so I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed. Oh my gosh, that really looks so cool. Seriously, the Uranus chip is so cool. It works well with this ring and the Tempest ring, but wow. Anyway, so please like the video and subscribe. For all your Beyblade needs, just look at the description down below. And thank you for watching. Keep safe. Bye.